Hey, what's up guys? It's Timothy here, doing something a little unmagic related, playing a game called the Turing Test, which, for a fan of Portals, this is basically just a puzzle solving game. You go room to room, using your little electromagnetic gun to solve the puzzles. Basically, filling switches, using magnets, all sorts of pretty fun stuff. Not super challenging, but I figured I would do a run through of it since I've already played through the game, and if anybody's playing this game and needs help on the solutions, well, here we go. I do suggest if you are playing this game, go ahead and try it out on your own first, because it's quite fun, and I mean, the whole fun of this is solving the puzzles. So let's jump right into it. We are in Chapter 1 currently. Very first puzzle of the game is just an introduction on how to use the mechanics of the game. So we're going to grab this box, stick it in this switch here, and bada boom, bada bang, puzzle 1 is done. Alright, so the second puzzle of the room is going to show us how to use our electromagnetic gun. If you ever see an orb on the wall, you can grab it with the left trigger, and you can move it and put it somewhere with the right trigger. So I can put it back in this door, or I can transfer it to the exit. Pretty simple, just showing us how to use the mechanics, and there we go, second puzzle done. So you'll note before I start the third puzzle here that I'm intentionally skipping through the dialogue for spoiler reasons. I do find the story pretty interesting here, so if that's something you're interested in, this is probably not the playthrough for you. You'll notice in this next room that our exit is going to be upstairs and through the window, and we can just barely see right there that we're going to need to put a box and a switch. Well, we have a box here. The problem is you can't climb a ladder and hold a box at the same time, so you're going to pick up the box and you're going to place it through the window and let it go. And then all we need to do is go pick it up on the other side. So they mentioned this later in the dialogue, but this is thinking outside the box, right? If you can't bring it up the ladder, find another way to do it. So grab the box, put it in the switch, and puzzle 3 is done. Another neat thing about this game is that it keeps your progress on the monitors before each room, so you can tell we're currently on the 4th puzzle. Every box on here is an individual puzzle, so there are a total of, I believe, 7 chapters and 10 puzzles per chapter. So let's go ahead and do number 4. This is introducing you to how switches work. You'll notice there's a source for each switch, and if the switch is up, it'll go through the top tube. If it's down, it'll go through the bottom tube. And you can see it's currently going through the top. There's nothing in that room up there, so I'm not going to go there. And you'll notice if I take the power source away, the switch doesn't work anymore. So I'm going to keep the power source in there, and all we have to do for this puzzle is switch the source to the bottom so that it flows through the bottom and opens the bottom door, and that's it for that puzzle. Alright, puzzle number 5. So we've got to get this orb in this switch to open up the main door here. Obviously, if I take the orb out of the door, I can no longer reach that, and I can't get through this door, so we're going to keep the orb in there. We're going to run through and grab it through the window instead, put it in the new switch, and done with puzzle number 5. Alright, room number 6. So this one's a little bit tricky. Our goal is behind us, up top the staircase that we haven't gotten to yet, and we need to get something in that switch and also get through the door. So the only thing we have to start with is this box, which we're going to put in this switch, and then go through to the next room. Now, I can go through this door right now, but the problem is there's no way to get that box up here and also get through this door. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to grab the orb opening up the second door, go back to the box and take the box out and replace it with that orb. Now I'm going to grab the box, bring it to the second door. So basically all I've done is I've swapped the box with the orb. But now if I go up to the top, I can actually grab the orb out of the door, put it in the exit, and there you go. Keep in mind the electromagnetic gun cannot grab boxes. It can only grab these orbs. So we had to put ourselves in a position where we could see the orb from down here and transfer it up here. Room number 6, done. So each chapter has a bonus room about halfway through, and at the end of each bonus room is a tiny little tidbit to go with the story. I think they're quite interesting, so I'm going to just solve the puzzle and then skip the room so you can see it for yourself if you're playing. I don't actually know why the solution to this puzzle is the way it is. I think there's something in the environment of the game that tells you where to put these orbs, but we just need to make sure these 2 orbs are in the right position. And those positions are going to be one here, right above the middle, and then one here all the way to the right in the middle, and that'll open up the door. So like I said, You're more than welcome to check this out if you're playing on your own, but I'm going to leave that out for spoiler reasons. Again, I don't know why this is the actual solution here. I never actually found anything that indicated this. And when you come here for the first time, the NPC actually says, I don't think I can solve this yet. But this is one of the only 2 puzzles in the game I actually had to look up myself, but here you go. That's the solution. Alright, so actual room number 7. You'll notice a couple things going on here. First off, we're introduced to magnets. These giant magnets come up in quite a few of the puzzles, and some of the hardest puzzles involve them. And the second thing we're introduced is to green orbs. So what green orbs do is, instead of being a permanent blue orb, they provide a temporary source and they flicker on and off. So if we take the orb and put it back in the magnet, you'll notice when the green orb's lit up, whatever it's in works. Whenever the green orb's taken out or it's not lit up, the object doesn't work, which is fine here. We don't really need to do too much. What we're going to do is we're going to operate the magnet. We're going to move it to the left to grab this box. And you'll notice if the box gets flung around because the magnetic source keeps dropping off. Go ahead and grab the box, if I can. There it goes. Oh. Alright, we got it. Put that in the door, and then to fill in the second spot, you're going to go ahead and grab the source from the magnet and go in here. And you'll notice that since this is flickering on and off, and the door needs both lights to be lit up, you basically just have to time your walk to match up with when it's lit up. You can basically just jam the joystick into the door until you're through. Alright, Chapter 1, room number 8. So a couple things going on here. First off, we know we're going to have to get through this door, and we know we're going to have a source through this to get to the exit. So what we're going to do is, first off, look at the switch here. We're going to need to make sure the switch's source is going to this first door in order to get through it, right? Which means that the top needs to be lit up and the bottom needs to be lit up. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and take this source out for now, completely shutting off the lever, and I'm going to replace this orb with a box. So we have a permanent source right here for the door. Now we need to light up the bottom source here. The problem is, if I just switch it out and put it here, I don't have a way to open up the exit. So I'm actually going to take this orb and move it to the right wall. And you'll notice that lights up the wall all the way around and touches the lever. And if I pull the lever, that lets the source run through to the door. So the door is now open. We can go through, sneak up to the window and grab that orb, throw it in the wall, and boom, done with number 8. Okay, so room 9 almost wrapped up with Chapter 1. So when we walk in, we immediately see that there are 2 switches on the door that we're going to need to fill in order to enter, or in order to exit, I should say. And those 2 switches are going to be in this room to the left and this room to the right. The problem is, if I grab the source from the room, I have no way out of the room. So what we're going to do is, and I don't think it actually matters what order you do this in, I'm going to go ahead and take the source here, put it on the other side of the wall, and move the switch so that I can get back out. So you can see that the source is going all the way around the room, touching the switch, and going out of the room. And now I'm going to step out and grab the source. There's no way back into that room, but it doesn't matter. Now I'm going to use that source to light up the second wall. And yes, I guess you do have to do it in this order. Then we're going to pull the switch, come in and grab the second source. And since this is still lit up on the outside, that door doesn't close behind me. Grab both orbs, and there we go, on to the last room. Number 10, final room in Chapter 1, is just some platform shenanigans. Not a very hard puzzle, just have to transfer these one at a time. So we're going to grab this out of the wall, which will lower the platform, step on and put it in, move to the next one, and transfer that orb to the next one. Move to the third platform, grab the orb and put it in the last slot, and then we see that we're going to need that orb to open the exit, so we're going to go ahead and take that from the wall, transfer it here, and we are done with Chapter 1. See you guys for Chapter 2.